You've heard of Atlantis, the legendary lost continent beneath the waves. But what about its lesser-known cousin Lemuria, a vast ancient landmass said to have vanished into the Pacific or Indian Ocean? Is it just a myth, or could there be some truth to it? Let's dive in. Surprisingly, the story of Lemuria doesn't begin with ancient legends, but with 19th century science. Back in the 1860s, zoologists were puzzled. They found lemur fossils in Madagascar and India, but strangely, not in mainland Africa or the Middle East. How did these primates cross the vast Indian Ocean? To solve this, English zoologist Philip Sclater proposed a radical idea: a massive, now sunken land bridge connecting these distant lands. He named this hypothetical continent Lemuria, after the animals it was meant to explain. This wasn't just a vague concept. Scientists at the time, like Ernst Haeckel, even drew maps depicting this enormous landmass. Imagine seeing a map in a serious scientific publication showing a continent stretching from the coast of Africa all the way to India and beyond. For a time, Lemuria was treated as a plausible scientific hypothesis, a very real possibility to explain the distribution of life on Earth. It seemed like a perfectly logical solution to a genuine biological puzzle. But as science advanced, a new, more powerful theory emerged: plate tectonics. The discovery of continental drift provided the real answer. We now know that India, Madagascar, and Africa were once all part of the supercontinent Gondwana. They drifted apart over tens of millions of years, carrying their unique flora and fauna with them. The lemurs didn't need a land bridge to cross the ocean because when they evolved, the ocean wasn't there. Continents themselves moved. With this discovery, the scientific need for Lemuria vanished. Science had its answer, and the lost continent was discarded. But just as science was letting go of Lemuria, a completely different world was ready to embrace it. The idea of a lost, advanced civilization was too compelling to disappear. It was picked up by occultists and spiritualists, most famously by Madame Helena Blavatsky, the founder of Theosophy. In her influential 1888 book, The Secret Doctrine, Blavatsky transformed Lemuria from a simple land bridge into the mystical homeland of what she called the Third Root Race. These weren't just ancient people. She described them as gigantic, four-armed, egg-laying hermaphrodites with psychic powers who lived alongside dinosaurs. Blavatsky's Lemuria was a crucial part of her complex spiritual cosmology, a cradle of humanity's mystical past. The scientific theory was officially reborn as an occult legend. The story gets even more tangled from here. The legend of Lemuria began to merge and blend with another tale of a lost Pacific continent called Mu. This idea was popularized in the 1920s and 30s by a writer named James Churchward. He claimed to have deciphered ancient tablets in India that told the story of Mu, an advanced civilization and motherland of humanity that was destroyed in a cataclysmic event and sank beneath the Pacific Ocean. Over time, the names Lemuria and Mu became practically interchangeable in popular culture, both referring to a mythical, sunken paradise in the Pacific. Where is the proof for this fantastic civilization? Believers point to mysterious megalithic structures scattered across the Pacific Islands. They argue that sites like the ancient city of Nan Madol in Pohnpei, with its massive basalt log structures built on artificial islets, or the iconic Moai statues of Easter Island Rapa Nui, are too sophisticated for ancient island cultures to have built on their own. The theory goes that these islands are not just islands, but the last remaining mountain peaks of the sunken continent of Mu. And these ruins are the final remnants of its once great cities. Interestingly, this idea of a lost landmass resonates with a much older legend from another part of the world. In ancient Tamil literature from southern India, there is a legend of Kumari Kingdom. It's a vast continent that was once connected to the Indian subcontinent before it was devoured by the sea. According to the tradition, this was the cradle of Tamil civilization, home to great poets and scholars. While historians see it as a mythological retelling of coastal erosion or tsunami events, for many, it serves as another piece of evidence for a real, sunken landmass in the Indian Ocean, echoing the original placement of Lemuria. So we have scientific theories, occult doctrines, and ancient legends, all pointing to a lost continent. What does modern geology have to say about all this? Well, the reality is a bit of a letdown for believers. The verdict is clear. There is zero geological evidence for a large continent that has recently sunk in either the Indian or Pacific Oceans. We have mapped the ocean floors extensively using sonar and satellite technology. While we see our mid-ocean ridges, abyssal plains, and volcanic seamounts, the normal features of oceanic crust, we don't see the submerged remains of a continental landmass. Continental crust is lighter and less dense than oceanic crust, floats higher. It simply doesn't sink in this way. The science is settled. Lemuria and Mu do not exist. So if there's no scientific proof, why does the myth of Lemuria endure so strongly? The answer probably lies deep within our own psychology. Humans are fascinated by the idea of a lost golden age, a perfect utopia, and an advanced ancient civilization that possessed wisdom we've forgotten. Stories like Atlantis and Lemuria tap into this powerful narrative. They offer a sense of mystery and wonder, a what-if that ignites our imagination. They suggest that our history is more magical and more profound than the conventional records tell us. These myths provide a blank canvas on which we can project our hopes, our spiritual beliefs, and our desire for a deeper connection to the past. In the end, Lemuria is a fascinating cultural artifact. It's a story that began as a clever scientific guess to solve a real biological puzzle. When science found a better answer, the idea wasn't lost, it was transformed. It blossomed into a rich occult fantasy, merged with other legends, and has continued to capture the human imagination for over a century. It may not be a real place on a map, but Lemuria has found a permanent home in our collective consciousness. It's a beautiful and enduring story of a world that might have been. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey into the mythical past, don't forget to like and subscribe for more adventures.